All right, folks, today we're going to be diving into a topic that is super important, but oftentimes overlooked, and usually because it's pretty taboo to be talking about. We're going to talk about protection and when you should be using it. Now, before your mind wanders too far, yes, protection is crucial. So we're going to be focusing on tissue damage and sports injury prevention, not that kind of talk, so don't worry. We're going to focus on things like crutches, mouth guards, insoles, things like that. They're going to help protect you from further tissue damage, but not necessarily manage or correct the dysfunction that might have caused it in the first place. So if we take a look at crutches, for example, you sprain your ankle swells up. Putting weight on it can be pretty painful. It can also lead to a higher risk of re-injury. So there's a period of time where crutches are beneficial, but you don't want to be on crutches for the rest of your life. It creates all of these other imbalances, shoulder issues, AC irritation, neck pain. We don't want to be in those for the rest of our life. So we get out of the crutches as soon as we possibly can and get back to weight bearing. Same concept goes for things like mouth guards and insoles. If you're dealing with TMD and you're clenching your jaw overnight, mouth guard does a great job of giving you a barrier so that you're not causing yourself pain or damage into your tissue. You're not grinding your teeth as much because you have a barrier in between. Now, what that does is it just gives you something to bite down on even harder. So you're not necessarily addressing the clenching, you're just stopping the pain that the clenching is causing and the tissue damage, the teeth damage, the wear down. So we want the mouth guard in to help reduce pain, have a smoother night's sleep, but we also want to address that root cause, that what's causing that clenching, so we can get the mouth guard gone. Same thing with insoles. They're great to help give your feet a little bit of support, but when we become reliant on them, we can't take them out. We can't go barefoot without pain in the feet. We haven't addressed the issue. We're just kind of putting a Band-Aid on and preventing further damage while we're using that device. So if we look at football as another example, we have helmet, pads, all good stuff that's really protective. We compare that to rugby where there's not a whole lot of protective gear. Yes, concussion rate is a lot higher in rugby because they don't have the helmets. The helmets are incredibly valuable for that sport. But where the lower half of the body is missing a lot more of that padding so that they have the ability to move dynamically, the injury rate is a lot more severe in the lower extremity than it is in rugby. You have these fully padded and fully helmeted players throwing all of their body weight because there's no consequence on your side, right? They have the mouth guard in. They're clenching and they don't have to worry about it. They have the pads on. They're protected from impact. They go flying into someone else's knee. The knee doesn't have that same padding. Tissue damage is sustained, right? So we want to figure out how we can find that balance between using the tool or the support to help prevent damage while also managing and correcting the dysfunction. So if you find that you're reliant on your mouth guard, on your insoles, on your custom orthotics or anything like that, or you have to have an elbow brace to be able to work out, a knee brace, you have to have these things, let's sit down and have a chat. That way we can focus on using those tools appropriately to mitigate future injury risk, but also correct that dysfunction that's causing the pain in the first place.